Hi, hello, and welcome to this week's Full Body Chills live stream, a show in which I read scary stories found on the internet or sent in by you guys. Also, why is my avatar so high? Damn. Wait. Yeah, so I read scary stories either found on the internet or sent in by you guys, and then I reveal whether or not the stories are true. But yeah, if you're here for the first time, hi, I'm FEARSONA, you can call me Sona, and I'm your friendly neighborhood true crime VTuber, here to give you full body chills, today quite literally. And I wonder if you guys, some of you guys actually, you didn't guess what the episode is gonna be about, but like, I think Juniper mentioned the Candle Cove, and I actually did look at that story because yeah, it is quite a famous creepypasta. But no, today is not gonna be about the Candle Cove, which is actually, by the way, it's pretty spooky actually. Like, I read this story and I was like, whoa, okay, that's a pretty chilling chilling show. I would not, like, obviously I'm not from I guess it was like the States maybe. I'm not from the States. I've never heard about Candle Cove. But yeah, I guess that's a thing. Well, I mean, it is a creepypasta, so I was like wondering if it's actually true or not, but it is fake, right? Please tell me it's fake, because I'm kind of like creeped out. Okay, so we do have a couple of stories, or like, wait, we have one story that will most likely ruin your childhood just a little bit, just a tiny bit. And we have a story from one of the viewers too. So you guys can look forward to that. But before we start, let me just make a few announcements. Wait, because I'm seeing the chat and I'm like, should I read it? Should I not? Wait. Candle Cove is pretty realistic. I did read the creepypasta and it just sounded to me very realistic until I got to the part where it's like, okay, it's a made-up story. So I was like, whoa, okay, this is pretty, you know, it's pretty well written. Juniper, definitely one of my favorite creepypastas. I know, right? Yeah, like, definitely it has that, like, that vibe that gives you full body chills. I can't even call it any other way, but just full body chills. And hi, Wabdab. Hi, thanks so much for tuning in today. Yeah, it's not a real show. Okay. Whew. Okay, because I was like, what, was that real? Was it real? And Nicholas, hi. Hello, Fear, and everyone. How are you doing? I'm doing good. I'm excited for today's show, for today's episode, and we'll see how that goes. Like, today I have 3 stories for you. So it's gonna be quite a, well, I mean, maybe not a long stream, but quite a few stories that I want to tell you. Okay, but before we start, again, a few announcements. Tomorrow I will have a true crime stream on my Patreon, so that's a bonus episode, and we will discuss the case of the unsolved case of the murder of Ken Rex McElroy. And yeah, I mean, last time here on YouTube we had a story where the angry mob was the main character. Let's face it, I mean, that story was all about the angry mob from Ashland, the Kentucky's angriest mob. And this time, you know, in Ken Rex McElroy's case, we also have an angry mob, and it's quite a story. I actually I've known this case for a while. Like, I've known this case from before, and it's one of those, like, very interesting cases that I'm like, you know what, I'm with the angry mob on this one. But we will discuss it tomorrow. So if you want to support my channel and you want to get access to those additional 4 or 5 streams a month, and 4 or 5 new, like, bonus true crime cases, you can just subscribe to Patreon. And it's just, like, really not that much. For an equivalent of a Starbucks coffee, you can literally get access to this whole archive of bonus true crime cases that I haven't discussed on YouTube, and also the upcoming streams. And also on December 26th, I will be having a Christmas party, or, well, Christmas/New Year's party. It's gonna be a call between me and my patrons, and yeah, we're gonna chat, we're gonna play games, possibly we're gonna watch a movie. We'll see how that is. I have to look into that more, and I will make an announcement soon, like the official announcement on my social media, so you can look out for that. And subscribe today. Yeah. Ad time. Angry mob. Seriously, another angry mob. That's gonna be another angry mob case. And I'm all for it. Well, I mean, I don't condone violence, but in these cases, I have to say, yeah, the angry mob was pretty awesome. Pretty impressive. The Dragon of Akina. I went to a middle school that was next to a nuclear plant a few miles down the road. What? Okay, that's... that's a little bit... Okay, I want to say that's a little scary, but only in case if something happens, obviously, in the plant. If nothing happens, then it's fine. Wait. Funimation is like, angry mob! Angry mob! Seriously, I'm rooting for the angry mob in those cases, okay? I don't condone violence. That's it. So, just so we're clear. Okay, whatever, Tyrant, whatever is on the UK Netflix as I have it set up and all. Well, I mean, I can set up... I have the Taiwan Netflix, so we can see. I'm gonna look into like what Christmas movies are on Taiwan's Netflix, and you know, we can coordinate. We can see if we can play that. Okay, so let's get right into it. Again, I have to lower my... Okay, now I can see myself. Okay, so let's get into the first story. So, do any of you remember those Mickey Mouse cartoons from the 1930s? The ones that were just put out on DVD a few years ago? Well, I hear there is one that was unreleased to even the most avid classic Disney fans. According to sources, it's nothing special. It's just a continuous loop, like Flintstones, of Mickey walking of Mickey walking past 6 buildings that goes on for 2 or 3 minutes before fading out. Unlike the cutesy tunes put in though, the song on this cartoon was not a song at all, just a constant banging on a piano for a minute and a half before going to white noise for the remainder of the film. It wasn't just the jolly old Mickey we've come to love either. Mickey wasn't dancing, not even smiling, just kind of walking as if you or I were walking, with a normal facial expression, but for some reason, his head tilted side to side as he kept this dismal look. Up until a year or two ago, everyone believed that after it cut to black, that was it. When Leonard Maltin was reviewing the cartoon to be put in the complete series, he decided it was too junk to be on the DVD, but wanted to have a digital copy due to the fact that it was a creation of Walt. When he had a digitized version up on his computer to look at the file, he noticed something. The cartoon was actually 9 minutes and 4 seconds long. This is what my source emailed to me, in full. He is a personal assistant of one of the higher executives at Disney and acquaintance of Mr. Maltin himself. So this is the email. After it cut to black, it stayed like that until the 6th minute, before going back into Mickey walking. The sound was different this time. It was murmur. It wasn't a language, but more like a gurgled cry. As the noise got more indistinguishable and loud over the next minute, the picture began to get weird. The sidewalks started to go in directions that seemed impossible based on the physics of Mickey's walking. And the dismal face of the mouse was slowly curling into a smirk. On the 7th minute, the murmur turned into a blood-curdling scream, the kind of scream painful to hear. And the picture was getting more obscure. Colors were happening that shouldn't have been possible at the time. Oh, someone subscribed, sorry. Thank you and welcome again. Colors were happening that shouldn't have been possible at the time. Mickey's face began to fall apart. His eyes rolled on the bottom of his chin like two marbles in a fishbowl, and his curled smile was pointing upward on the left side of his face. The buildings became rubble, floating in mid-air, and the sidewalk was still impossibly navigating in warped directions. A few seeming inconceivable with what we as humans know about direction. Mr. Moulton got disturbed and left the room, sending an employee to finish the video and take notes of everything happening up until the last second, and afterward immediately stored the disc of the cartoon into the vault. This distorted screaming lasted until 8 minutes and a few seconds in, and then it abruptly cuts to the Mickey Mouse face at the credits of the end of every video, with what sounded like a broken music box playing in the background. This happened for about 30 seconds, and whatever was in that remaining 30 seconds, I haven't been able to get a sliver of information about. From a security guard working under me who was making rounds outside of that room, I was told that after the last frame, the employee stumbled out of the room with a pale skin saying, quote, "Real suffering is not known," end quote, 7 times, before speedily taking the guard's pistol and offing himself on the spot. The thing I could get out of Leonard Maltin was that the last frame was a piece of Russian text that roughly said, quote, "The sides of hell bring its viewers back in," end quote. As far as I know, no one else has seen it, but there have been dozens of attempts at getting the file on RapidShare by employees inside the studios, all of whom have been promptly terminated of their jobs. Whether it got online or not is up for debate, but the rumors serve me right. It's online somewhere under, quote, "suicidemouse.avi," end quote. If you ever find a copy of the film, I want you to never view it, and to contact me by phone immediately, regardless of the time. When a Disney death is covered up as well as this, it means this has to be something huge. Get back at me. PR. I've yet to find a copy of this, but it is out there. I know it. So, wait. So do any of you remember? Oh wait, that's a copy, sorry. Okay, so this is the end of this story. And do you guys think this story is real or not? Let me know. You can guess now if this story is fake or it's not. Actually, I do. Okay. I'm gonna wait for you guys to guess if it's a true story or if it's a fake story. So, yeah. You can guess right now. It's a very interesting one. I hope I didn't ruin your childhood. Ice Blue Star says no. IDK Bacon says fake. And Austin says yes, sounds real. And Volker, just wanted to stop and say hi, I'm a new sub. Oh, nice, Volker, thank you, and welcome. And DJ says fake. Okay, so this story was actually submitted by Anonymous to creepypasta. So it is a creepypasta, but there is a but. So there actually is a video. I don't know if someone recreated this video, if they just created the video based on this description, but there are 2 videos, there are 2 versions, and obviously I'm not sure if any of them is real. But I can show you an image from one of the videos, from the more disturbing one, and I watched it and it's really creepy. Like, if it was made based on the description, then yeah, it's super creepy. But this is essentially the image from the video. So here's Mickey, and this is at the stage where Mickey is like, yeah, he's got that creepy, very creepy smile. And damn, I watched it and I was like, man, that's so creepy. But yeah, this one is a creepypasta, so it's likely not true. I mean, it's likely fake. But who knows? Well, I mean, the video is there. It's most likely recreation, but it's so creepy. Oh no, too creepy. This is the text that would have been seen. Oh god. I know, right? And actually in this video, in the video that I saw, at the end is kind of, well, I mean, the screams are terrible. So like you can't really watch it listening to the video. But the screams are terrible. And then at the end, like, essentially Mickey just drops dead. Like I think he stabs himself, like injects himself with something, with some, I don't know, with something. There's like a needle. And yeah, he drops dead, and then there's like, you guys can watch it yourself. Like you can just, you know, look up the title. And you can just look up the title, you know, suicidemouse.avi. And damn, that is creepy and disturbing and ruined my childhood a little bit. Okay. Now on to the next story. Okay. So, ready? Let's go. All of the events that I am about to set forth in this listing are accurate and may be verified by the winning bidder with the copies of hospital records and sworn affidavits that I am including as part of the sale of the cabinet. During September of 2001, I attended an estate sale in Portland, Oregon. The items liquidated at this sale were from the estate of a woman who had passed away at the age of 103. A granddaughter of the woman told me that her grandmother had been born in Poland, where she grew up, married, raised a family, and lived until she was sent to a Nazi concentration camp during World War II. She was the only member of her family who survived the camp. Her parents, brothers, a sister, husband, and 2 sons, and a granddaughter were all killed. She survived the camp by escaping with some other prisoners and somehow making her way to Spain, where she lived until the end of the war. I was told that she acquired a small wine cabinet listed here in Spain, and it was one of only 3 items that she brought with her when she immigrated to the United States. The other 2 items were a steamer trunk and a sewing box. I purchased the wine cabinet, along with the sewing box and some other furniture at the estate sale. After the sale, I was approached by the woman's granddaughter who said, "I see you got the Dybbuk box." I guess that's how you pronounce it, Dybbuk box. She was referring to the wine cabinet. I asked her, oh god, I can't pronounce it. I asked her what a Dybbuk box was. And she told me that when she was growing up, her grandmother always kept the wine cabinet in her sewing room. It was always shut and set in a place that was out of reach. The grandmother always called it the Dybbuk box, or Dybbuk box. I'm not sure how to pronounce it. When the girl asked her grandmother what was inside, her grandmother spit 3 times through her fingers and said a Dybbuk and Keselim. Keselim? I guess Keselim and Dybbuk. The grandmother... It's weird. Okay. I am a native Polish speaker. If the grandmother was Polish, I don't think I've heard about this. But alright. So the grandmother went on to tell the girl that the wine cabinet was never, ever to be opened. The granddaughter told me that her grandmother had asked that the box be buried with her. However, as such a request was contrary to the rules of an Orthodox Jewish burial, The grandma... I guess... Okay, so if they were Orthodox Jewish, then maybe that's something in... I don't know, like in a different... It's not in Polish. Anyway. I've heard it pronounced Dybbuk. Book. I guess Dybbuk. Okay, so... However, as such a request was contrary to the rules of an Orthodox Jewish burial, the grandmother's request had not been honored. I asked the granddaughter what a Dybbuk and Kesselim, I guess Kesselim, were, but she did not know. I asked if she would like to open it with me. She did not want to open it, as her grandmother had been very emphatic and serious when she instructed her not to do so, and regardless of the reason, she wanted to honor her grandmother's request. I finally ended up offering to let her keep what seemed to me to be a sentimental keepsake. At that point, she was very insistent and said, No, you bought it. I explained that I didn't want my money back, and that it would make me feel better to do what I thought was an act of kindness. She then became somewhat upset. Looking back now, the way she became upset was just plain odd. She raised her voice to me and said, "You bought it. You made a deal." When I tried to speak, she yelled, "We don't want it." She began to cry, asked me to leave, and quickly walked away. I wrote the whole episode off I wrote the whole episode off. I wrote the whole episode off to the stress and grief she must have been experiencing. I took my purchases and politely left. At the time when I bought the cabinet, I owned a small furniture refinishing business. I took the cabinet to my store and put it in my basement workshop, where I intended to refinish it and give it as a gift to my mother. I didn't think anything more about it. I opened my shop for the day and went to run some errands, leaving the young woman who did sales for me in charge. After about half hour, I got a call on my cell phone. The call was from my salesperson. She was absolutely hysterical and screaming that someone was in my workshop, breaking glass and swearing. Furthermore, the intruder had locked the iron security gates and the emergency exit that she couldn't get out. As I told her to call the police, my cell phone battery was dead. I hit speeds of 100 miles per hour, getting back to the shop. When I arrived, I found the gates locked. I went inside and found my employee on the floor in a corner of my office, sobbing hysterically. I ran to the basement and went downstairs. At the bottom of the stairs, I was hit by an overpowering, unmistakable odor of cat urine. There had never been any animals kept or found in my shop. The lights didn't work. As I investigated, I found that the reason the lights didn't work also explained the sounds of glass breaking. All of the light bulbs in the basement were broken. All 9 incandescent bulbs had been broken in their sockets, and 10 4-foot fluorescent tubes were lying shattered on the floor. I did not find an intruder, however. I should also add that there was only one entrance to the basement. It would have been impossible for anyone to leave without meeting me head-on. I went back up to speak with my salesperson, but she had left. She never returned to work, after having been with me for 2 years. She refused to discuss the incident to this day. She refuses to discuss the incident to this day. I never thought of relating the events of that day to anything having to do with the cabinet. Then, things got worse. As I already indicated, I had decided to give the cabinet to my mother as a birthday gift. About 2 weeks after I made the purchase, I decided to get started refinishing it. I was surprised to find that the cabinet has a unique little mechanism. When you open one of the doors, the mechanism causes the opposite door and the little drawer below to open at the same time. It is very well made. Inside the cabinet, I found the following items. One 1928 US wheat penny, one 1925 US wheat penny, one small lock of blonde hair bound with a string, one small lock of black/brown hair bound with a string, one small granite statue engraved and gilded with Hebrew letters. I have been told that the letters spell out the word Shalom. One dried rosebud, one golden wine cup, one very strange black cast iron candlestick holder with octopus legs. I saved all of the items in a box, intending to return them to the estate. The family has refused the items, so they will be included in this sale of the cabinet. After opening the cabinet, I decided not to refinish it. I cleaned it and rubbed in some lemon oil. It was at this time that I noticed that there was an inscription in Hebrew carved into the back of the cabinet. I have no idea what it says, or if it is significant. I have included a picture of that inscription below. On my mother's birthday, October 28th, 2001, my mother called to tell me that she was going out of town with my sister for three days, and we postponed celebrating her birthday together until she returned. On October 31st, 2001, my mother came to my shop. We were going to have lunch together, but before we were going to leave, I gave her the wine cabinet. She seemed to like it. While she examined it... What? Thank you for subscribing. Okay. Back to the story. While she examined it, I went to make a phone call. I hadn't been out of sight more than 5 minutes when one of my employees came running into my office saying that something was wrong with my mom. When I went back to see what the matter was, I found my mom sitting in a chair beside the cabinet. Her face had no expression, but tears were streaming down her cheeks. No matter how I tried to get her to respond, she would not. She could not. It turns out that my mother had suffered a stroke. She was taken to the hospital by ambulance. She ended up suffering partial paralysis and losing her ability to speak and form words. She has since regained the ability to speak. She could understand things being said to her and could respond by pointing to letters of the alphabet to spell out words she wanted to say. When I asked her the following day how she was doing, she teared up and spelled out the words N-O-G-I-F-T, so no gift. I assured her that I had given her a gift for her birthday, thinking that she didn't remember, but she became even more upset and spelled out the words hate gift. I laughed and told her not to worry. I told her I was sorry she didn't like the cabinet and that I would get her anything she wanted if she would promise to get well soon. Still, I didn't associate anything that had happened with the cabinet itself or anything paranormal. Frankly, I don't think I ever even used the term paranormal until this last month. I'll try to make this short now. I gave the cabinet to my sister. She kept it for a week, then gave it back. Complained that she couldn't get the doors to stay closed and that they kept that they kept coming open. There are no springs in the door mechanism, and I have never found that the doors come open. I gave it to my brother and his wife, who kept it for 3 days and then gave it back. My brother said it smelled like jasmine flowers, while his wife insisted that it put out an odor of cat urine. I gave it to my girlfriend, who asked me to sell it for her after only 2 days. I sold it the same day to a nice middle-aged couple. 3 days later, when I came to open the shop for the day, I found the cabinet sitting at the front doors with a note that read, "This has a bad darkness." I had no idea what that meant. Anyway, I ended up taking it home. Then, things got even worse. Since the day I brought it home, I began having a strange recurring nightmare. Every time I have the horrible dream, it goes something like this. I find myself walking with a friend, usually someone I know well and trust, at some point in the dream. I find myself looking into the eyes of the person that I am with. It is then that I realize that there is something different, something evil looking back at me. At that point in my dream, the person I am with changes into what can only be described as the most gruesome, demonic-looking hag that I have never seen. This hag proceeds then to beat the living tar out of me. I have awakened numerous times to find bruises and marks on myself where I had been hit by the old woman during the previous night. Still, I never related the nightmares to the cabinet, nor do I think that I ever would have. About a month ago, however, my sister and my brother and his wife came over to my house and spent the night. The following morning, during breakfast, my sister complained that she had had a horrible nightmare. She said that she recalled having had it a couple of times before, and went on to describe my nightmare exactly to the last detail. My brother and his wife froze as they listened, and then chimed in that they had both had the same exact dreams during the night as well. The hair was standing up on the back of my neck and still is. As we talked, it became clear that the common I can't speak English. As we talked, it became clear that the common denominator was that each of us had had the nightmare during the times that the cabinet was in our respective homes. I called my girlfriend and asked if she could recall having any nightmares recently. She described the same nightmare, same hag, everything. When I asked her if she remembered the date when she had the nightmare, she said she did not. Then I asked if it happened to be the night before she gave me the cabinet back to sell for her. She said, "Yeah, hey, how did you know that?" Now then, since my family discussion, it seems like all hell is breaking loose. For a week afterward, I started seeing what I can only describe as shadow things in my peripheral vision. In fact, numerous visitors to my house have claimed that they have seen these shadow things. I put the cabinet in an outside storage unit and was awakened when the smoke alarm in the unit went off in the middle of the night. When I went to see what was burning, I opened the door and didn't see any smoke. However, I did get hit with the smell of cat urine. When I went back inside, the smell was there in my house. I do not own a cat and I never have. I went back outside and grabbed the cabinet. I brought it back inside and tried to research it on the internet. While I was surfing the net, I fell asleep and once again had the same freaking nightmare. I woke up at around 4:30 a.m. when it felt and smelled like someone was breathing on my neck, to find that my house now smelled like jasmine flowers, and just in time to see a huge shadow thing go loping down the hall away from me. I would destroy this thing in a second, except I really don't have any understanding of what I may or may not be dealing with. I am afraid, and I do mean afraid, that if I destroy the cabinet, whatever it is that seems to have come with the cabinet may just stay here with me. I have been told that there are people who shop on eBay that understand these kinds of things, and specifically look for these kinds of items. If you are one of those people, please buy this cabinet and do whatever you want, whatever you do with a thing like this. Help me. You can see that I have no reserve price or minimum bid. If I can make things any easier, let me know and I will do everything within my abilities. One more note. On the same day my mom had her stroke, the lease to my store was summarily terminated without cause. So I guess this is the description of the cabinet, or like the listing of the cabinet. The measurements are 12.5 inch by 7.5 inch by 16.25 inch. All of the items that I originally found inside the cabinet are included in the sale and will be delivered with the cabinet. And then on June 12th, 2003 at, I guess, okay, so the seller added the following information, so there's additional information. There is no way that I can respond to all of the emails I've received since I put this thing online. I'll try now to update and answer the most common questions I've been receiving. 1. No, I am not religious. 2. No, I do not wish to have or participate in any sort of exorcism, or case study, or photo sessions at my home. 3. No, I will not sell any of the individual pieces which were originally found separate from the other pieces and the cabinet. 4. No, I do not speak Hebrew, nor do I know what the word keselim means. I don't know that the word is even a Hebrew word. 5. At the end of the auction, I have decided to take an opportunity to speak with the winning bidder for 2 reasons. A. To make sure that the winning bidder is a serious adult who has employed some valid reasoning skills in making the decision to accept whatever it is. I will not be judgmental. Do whatever you want or need after the sale. B. To offer full details of the events that have transpired. After I have carried out those responsibilities, and upon payment, I will have the cabinet and its contents delivered by US Mail, FedEx, or UPS to the winning bidder. At that point, I will have no further involvement with the matter in any way, shape, or form. Period. 6. To all of you who have offered to pray, I may not be religious, but I am certainly open to the possibilities, no matter what your religion might be. Thank you. And then on June 14th, 2003, the seller added the following information. Here is another update for everyone following this listing. No, I will not circumvent or make any deals outside of eBay, even for more money than the final auction price. If you want to win the auction and have the kind of money some of you are offering, there shouldn't be any reason why you cannot simply place your bid in an open, honest fashion. I'm sure you can understand why I might be suspicious. Also, for those of you wanting to know if I am still experiencing anything out of the ordinary, I thought everything was going okay until I got home on Friday, the 13th of June, and found that the fish in my freshwater aquarium, all 10, were dead. I'm still hoping that all of this is coincidental crap. And then, I think there is a publisher's note. I seem to recall that more follow-up information was initially available on this website, but it seemed to have been removed, most likely to encourage interested parties to just bite the bullet and buy their book about the whole thing instead. For now, I'm just linking. Okay, so that's not really. But there's the picture of the cabinet, and I'm gonna just show you the front, one of the pictures of the box. So this is the outside of the box. I'm not gonna include all of the pictures. I'm gonna let you guys know where you can find it. But the inside also seems very creepy. So what do you guys think? Is it a true story or is it a fake story? You can guess right now. I was surprised. Okay, this is the first time I'm reading this story actually, because I just, you know, like I found this story and I didn't read it. I actually didn't read it, and I'm surprised that it was like Poland. There was some like that wasn't intentional. Like I kid you not. Like I found this story, it seemed like it's gonna be interesting. Like the title and the picture was interesting, so I was like, okay, I'm gonna read this story. And I did not read that it was about Polish person. True. Sounds true. Enough probably... sounds true enough, but probably fake, unfortunately. Ian. Oh, also the story sounds pretty good. Maybe it is true. Irving. No way. Not this time. We created it. Not this time. No, it's not only... It's only made up. Pure fiction. I don't know. Maybe true. So, okay. So this story was actually posted on creepypasta. So it is a creepypasta, but... this creepypasta claims to be true, so it is in the true story category. And there are pictures of the box, of the Dybbuk box. And yeah, it seems like it is actually a true story. And it's posted by an anonymous user, I suppose. Because I couldn't find any name for the author. So yeah, this story seems to be true. And as I said, like, you can just look up the on creepypasta.com. You can look up the Dybbuk box, or just go to the true story category and you should find it. And then you can see all the photos of the box. Like, this is just one photo, but there are more photos, and it's so creepy. So I guess it might be, I don't know, like see, because I don't believe in the crap about like ghosts, shadow figures, demons, whatever it is. I would say it's not true. Like, it's just a box and it just so happens to, like, creepy things happened. But who knows? Like, it's maybe the author actually believes that what happened was something supernatural. Who knows? Okay. Let's go, Poland. Seriously, I swear to God, I didn't get to that part. Like, I just, like, chose this story and I didn't read it. And I didn't know it was like, oh, the grandma was from Poland. And I'm like, hey! I tried so hard not to react. Like, during this story. I should have reacted, actually. But I was like, whoa, okay. Ghosts are real. Oh, debatable. Not really. Don't know, don't want to find out. See, that's kind of my attitude. Like, I don't believe it in, like, I don't believe in it personally, but I wouldn't mess with it. Like, I wouldn't mess with things like Ouija boards. I wouldn't buy any, like, haunted items on the internet. Like, okay, let them be. Let people who believe in ghosts be. That's fine. Like, you guys have the right to believe in it. Or mess with these things. I wouldn't. I personally just wouldn't. Let it be. I wanna live my life peacefully. It's definitely possible for mass hysteria to cause shared hallucinations and similar paranoia. that is true. One of the reasons why the dancing plague was speculated to be like the mass hysteria. If you know that case, it's a dancing plague in France. I think it was like in 1800s or 1700s, and it is kind of pinned to mass hysteria and just paranoia and just, you know, kind of herd mentality. I don't know, like people just reacted like sheep and just started doing the same thing. This is my first live stream with you. Oh, nice, Maki. Thank you so much for tuning in then. I hope you enjoyed. And why are people obsessed with this ara ara thing? I don't... Wait, where was there like a ara ara verse? I missed that message then. Okay, Hex Gengar. My very superstitious family in Mexico have told me very disturbing paranormal stories when their family messed with Ouija boards. See, that is why. Like, as I said, I don't believe in it, but I wouldn't mess with it because an off chance that it's actually real and something happens, or I just like hype myself in a way that I just start perceiving everything as like some Beelzebub coming after me. Although I feel like I'm basically Beelzebub. I'm not religious. Oh god, everyone's like ara ara. Okay. So now on to the last story. So this story was actually sent in by one of my viewers. And yeah, it is a story about a haunted hotel. Let's start. My dad used to travel a lot for his job, always going to conferences and stuff. He doesn't anymore now because of COVID though. Many times he has stayed in this one hotel in Quebec City. I can't remember what it was called. All I remember is that it was Chateau something. So anyway, this hotel is famous for being haunted. This first story is something that was experienced by my dad's coworker. So she was in her hotel room, just chilling after a long day. All of a sudden, she hears a knock on the door to her hotel room. When she opens it, she sees a man with some food, and he tells her that the room service that's the room service that she ordered is here. She tells him that she didn't order room service, and that there was some mistake. And then, after he leaves, she calls the front desk to tell them about it so that they can sort it out. To her surprise, however, they told her that the kitchen closed 2 hours ago, so there isn't any room service at the time. So yeah, the guy was definitely a ghost. This second story actually happened to my dad. So he had just gotten to the hotel after a long day of traveling, so he's ready to just go to sleep. Before he does that, he wants to check the score of the baseball game that was happening, as your typical white dad would. So he turns on the TV, turns on the game, sees the score, then turns it off and goes to sleep. Not even 10 seconds later, the TV in the other room turns on to the exact same channel with the baseball game. I'm pretty sure he was sharing a suite with one of his coworkers, but he just hadn't arrived yet, which is why he had such a big room. It was as if the ghost had still wanted to watch the game, lol. Okay, and that's it. So, what do you guys think? Is this a real story or is it a made-up story? Wait, Quiet Rioter. Haunted hotels? Sounds like my dad's job. Whoa, okay. That's a pretty cool job to have if if you have to travel to a haunted hotel. Room service here, let me in please. Oh god, I would never, I'm sorry, but if it was like that late, I would never like open it. I would just like ask through the door and like look at it and be like, hey, I'm gonna confirm with the front desk. But do you guys think this is a true story or a made up story? Give me food, sounds good. Rai's like, yeah, I'm hungry. I'm a frog. Wait, this is my story. Yeah, it is. That is the story sent in by I'm a frog. So one of my viewers, as I said. Real. Maybe the ghost want to just get in to watch TV. And okay, the Dragon of Akina says it's made up. But the Demon Taker says it's real. And I'm gonna tell you that it's a real story. The frog said these are true stories. And yeah, IDK Bacon, you're also right. Seems like it could be real. Personally unknown? Yeah, so these stories are actually true. Or at least, you know, Frog said it's true. They send it in. So yeah, they're real stories. Okay. Ian, also Fear, I'm gonna send my own story to you in a little bit. Because I've been a bit too busy in order to actually write the story for you to check out. Okay, no worries. Hey, if you guys have a scary story, whether or not it's true, you can send it in to fearsonaofficial@gmail.com. The email is in the description of this video, so you can find all of it in the down below in the description. I'm a frog. Fun fact, my dad just got back from a trip where he stayed at that hotel this evening. He didn't have any paranormal experiences this time though. Yeah, but that's pretty spooky. Like I do have a story that's similar, like like middle of the night my TV just like switched on or to a weird channel and it was just a weird show, but that's a story for another time. Okay. Let me switch to the chat room. Okay, finished with the spooky stuff. How did you guys like it? Did you guys like the stories? I personally, like, I found the whole box story very interesting and, like, super spooky. Yeah. Also, if you guys would like to help out build the community, we are setting up the Discord server. Well, I mean, the Discord server is set up, but it's not gonna be launched until we have several moderators. So if you happen to know something about moderating on Discord and you would like to help out, you can apply for the mod position through the link that Tyron just sent into the chat, the live chat, and also you can find it down below in the description, you know, the link to the application form. It's still ongoing, so you can go ahead and apply. I hope you guys enjoyed today's stream. It's pretty spooky. You can also send it if you have a story like suggestion for even a fake story or a story found on the internet. You can, or a creepypasta. You can send it in. Send it in. Oh god, I can't speak today. Wait, okay. I need to hydrate. Let me just take a sip of my water. Okay. So again, if you have a suggestion, even a creepypasta, even a fake story from Reddit, anything, you can just send it into either the email that's provided in the description, or you can just message me on Twitter as well. But yeah, for any announcements, again, it's best to follow me on Twitter because that's where I post, you know, updates, announcements, and, you know, whenever I stream, I'm gonna post on Twitter an hour in advance and just let everyone know that I'm gonna go live. So it's just a nice reminder. And hey, if you like this video, you know, just take that one fraction of a second to like the video or to comment. Any interaction, you know, this really helps the YouTube algorithm to find my channel, to push my channel as well. And I would like to reach more people too. And if you didn't like the video, hey, that's fine. I can take constructive criticism, so go ahead and comment with criticism or suggestions. Okay, let me see. Holmes's Apprentice, nice, yeah. Hey, hi, Holmes's Apprentice is one of my Patreons too. Okay, Ashlyn, yep, the mouse one is my favorite. Yeah, the mouse one was like super creepy, and also you can actually watch that video and it's like so spooky. I'll send you a link with the full story about that box. Yeah, like you guys can find definitely you can find the story, the box story on Creepypasta. The Dragon of Akina. Wait, Ian, thanks for reading us a spooky bedtime story, Mother Fearsona. Oh god, I'm a mother reverend. Can't wait for your true crime stream. Yeah, we have a true crime stream upcoming this weekend on Saturday, and it's gonna be another Christmas mystery. I'm gonna post the official announcement today. I remember hearing about the communist time machine. There was a time machine that was supposed to take the Soviets back in time to kill Albert Einstein. Oh, I haven't heard that one. I think I missed it. Okay, and DJ, I would like to help, but I don't know how to. Well, I mean, that's okay. If you know, like, obviously, if you have time and if you do know some things about, like, moderating Discord servers, then yeah. If you don't, it's no pressure. As I said, like, it's only if you would like to help and you would like, you know, like, you have some knowledge about it. Because it's just easier, right? Like, you don't have to learn from scratch if you already know it. Okay, I made it just in time to see the ending. Let's go. Nice, go tanks. But thank you for tuning in even for the ending. Demon Taker, by far the creepiest and disturbing was that Mickey Mouse creepypasta. And yeah, the cabinet story was interesting. Yeah, the Mickey Mouse is just like, because it hits so close to home, it's like, oh, I watched Disney and I've never known this. Like, I never knew this about this show. Or like about the, you know, Disney cartoon. Read up on the attack of the dead man. You might be horrified. Oh god. I don't know if I wanna read that. Christopher, this was cool to listen to. Nice! Thank you, and I'm glad that you like it. Okay, I'm a frog. You should play Mother Simulator. By far the scariest game ever. Oh my god, it already sounds scary. Parenting is scary. It is the scariest thing ever, right? I think I don't wanna know. I formally declare FEARSONA to be our mom, and no one can stop me. Nice. Well, I mean, I am the leader of the, you know, cult of Our Lady of Perpetual Biscuits and Cheetos. Yeah. Okay, the Dragon of Akina. It became well known because of Red Alert 3, so if you want to start research, start looking out about Red Alert 3. Okay, that sounds interesting. Okay, I'll look it up. Okay, DJ, my friend told me about the Mickey Mouse one. Oh, okay, so you knew about this before. Yeah, I guess that's I think I've seen it before somewhere, but I didn't know it was like an actual story. I thought it was like just like a artwork by someone or something. Attack of the Dead Man is really interesting. Oh, okay. I guess I have something to look into. Okay. Mamsona, oh god. Okay, so thank you so much for watching today. And I hope you guys tune in on this Saturday. Well, sorry, this Saturday. For the true crime stream. And again, if you like my true crime streams and if you would like to have access to more content, you can go ahead and check out the Patreon. And if you join for, you know, like even the first year, you will have access to that Christmas/New Year's party on December 26th. So go ahead, check it out. And yeah, thank you so much for all your support. Again, thanks so much for watching. Stay safe out there. Don't buy a weird wine cabinet from eBay. And yeah, don't play with Ouija boards. Until the next time. Farewell, Fearling. Oh, also, just always lock your doors. Man, I messed up this outro. Again, farewell, Fearlings. Until the next time. Bye.